Well, hello again. This is Hero. What we're looking at is a Chinese elm. It's got a pretty good shape, kind of big. But what I wanted to know, what I wanted to cover today was these weeds. Why would anybody cover subject on weeds? Well, a lot of my stuff look like this, right? And then I usually try to clean it up before I start the chapter. But what I was noticing is this. This is different than my normal weeds. And what I'm thinking is something is wrong with the soil. I think I told you before, I was not what you call a great student in college. Well, there's a bits and pieces of things that I remember, and one of the subject I kind of remember is you could tell the condition of the soil by the type of weeds that grow. And since most of my weeds look more like this and not like that, I'm thinking that I gotta address the soil situation. So I'm gonna take this out and I'm gonna rework the soil and put back. And I think when I'm doing that, I think it'll be part of it has to do with this type of weeds, because I just never seen in my nursery weed pattern like this. That's why. So okay, so this is an adventure for you and me. Let's get started. Well, I got this thing out of the pot, and I guess I was right. It needs to be repotted. See this bottom here? I think it's starting to not drain well. So anyway, I'll go through the same process we always go through and go ahead and get this thing repotted with nice fresh soil. I guess I was right. It's definitely needs repotting. I gotta deal with some of that big stuff in the bottom, and then I'm gonna work the sides and clean up the top. So I'll probably just show you after I get done. Oh, this is not all that exciting, right? I gotta pull the weeds, but what I'm also doing is making sure that the roots are not coiling, right? That's why I'm pulling away from the trunk. So we're gonna get quite a bit, probably replace about half of the soil. That should make everything perk up and get rid of this type of weeds. I'm pretty sure it has to do with the drainage. It was not draining well, therefore this type of weeds got very strong. Yep, it's kind of funny what bits and pieces of thing I learned in college comes back. Well, I was okay in my design classes. I was fairly strong in that. But all those things like physics, calculus, and all that stuff was English. Oh yeah, English teachers do not like a new way of spelling things. If I went back to college now with the computer and things like that, I could probably do a lot better in English too, because most of the time they had like the subject, that part was okay. A lot of times I got B's and A's on that one, and they docked me on spelling and punctuation, little things like that. But no, I do not want to go back to college. Okay, so yeah, you can see that I'm going to be doing this, and then I'll put it back with fresh soil. So I think I should be able to double with fresh soil. So, yep, like I said, this part's not all that exciting. Okay, I have this close to my soil source. Get some soil on the bottom. And let's see how it fits. Looks like it's okay, so I shall pack this. I don't want it falling off the cart. So we got plenty of new soil, and the bottom was flat, so I didn't have to worry too much, and just tidy up. Well, I got it in the pot. Let's do some basic pruning here. So I think this acts like a mini hedge shear. We're just getting started on the growth season, so that's why these are all tender shoots. When I get really busy, then I start using my electric clippers, but this one here is not too bad. Now, I think you've seen me go and thin these out. I think this one's been done probably last year, so no need to do that this year. Just keep trimming like this. So on the Chinese elm, the more you clip like this, the better it starts to become. You get that ramification that people talk about, right? So just keep doing this. Yeah, this part's not all that exciting. You know, there's a lot of stuff in bonsai process that's not all that exciting. Mixing soil, things like that. So well, this has been well styled so that there's not a whole lot of adjusting. Just want to maintain and improve the quality of the branches now. Okay, headed towards the apex again. You know, I was checking the soil of this. I thought the soil had gone bad, but no, it hasn't gone bad. I think it just the drain got slow because all the roots got over the screen. So it's not as bad as I thought. I was afraid that the soil might have gotten to the point where it smells bad. Remember I was saying that if your soil gets to the point where it smells like the pond bottom muck, then you got a problem. And this one was fine. It was actually well draining on top. So I think it just kind of plugged up on the bottom. Not completely, but slowed it down. Oh well. Okay, some of this I'm gonna have to use my other shear because it's a more of a branch rather than these little leafy ends. Okay, I'm back with more of a pruner, so get rid of that. And we want enough space in here so that it looks like a real branch rather than a one mass, right? And then some of these long ones, I think I said in the past, you know, we all have a distinct style, so that when you see somebody else do it differently, it's really not wrong. It's just that it's a style. So we got a little more detail up here. Now looking at the other side, I think this is the front. Possibly. Or not. Who knows? Okay, so you can see the massive roof flare. Now what I thought was, I had two thoughts. Should this be on this side? Or should this be on this side? And I kind of like the flow, so what I'm going to do is to make sure this gets longer, and that's I kept tight. Then it could be for sure this is the right side, because the line, it could be that way. See, it could have been that side's the front. I mean, that side. And then this should be over here and going that way. But I kind of wanted to try this way. So I'm going to, this year, work these so that these get longer and these kept tight. And then to make sure the apex is facing this way. And then I think that would be a nice presentation. I think all in all, this one is a nice tree. And I'm glad that I took care of it, although it wasn't as bad as I thought. But anyway, so this has been the Chinese elm with the funny weeds growing. And it just turned out to be an interesting chapter for you. Okay, so this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter.